Heck yeah. What's up?
Hey man, how's it going?
Hanging in there,
You know,
brother.
yeah, I feel that. Um, I think I would open up my starting statement by essentially stating that I am an agnostic atheist. The more I argue and the more I try to purposely find God, the more I find myself in a camp where I think that theism is directly bad for humanity.
Okay.
I think that theism turns otherwise completely moral agents, such as yourself, because you seem like a genuinely good dude. Like, you seem very respectful and like a nice person, into non-moral agents. It compels you to defend like atrocities.
Oh, here we go. Let's shut him down real quick.
let him land, guys. Let him land. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Heck yeah.
Well, that's kind of the end of my statement there. I can get into more specifics if you want me to like actually support my claim, like the fact that the Bible
Of course I
supports
do.
genocide and slavery.
No, it doesn't. Dude. You're so wrong. Do you know the difference
So when
between
you
a bond servant and a slave, bro?
Yeah, and I see, there you go. Within one sentence, you're already defending that a man has the right to be owned by somebody.
Wrong.
hold on.
Did the Chinese
Hold on.
own,
We
did the
gotta.
Chinese own people? Did the Romans own people? Did the Greeks own
Was it
people?
okay
Did
that
the
the Romans
Africans
owned
own
people? Was it
people?
okay that any of
At
these
that
people
time,
Oh, guys.
at that time,
All right.
at that time, yes.
Guys.
Everybody had
Let me
slaves,
jump
bro.
in
What you
here.
talking
Let me
about?
jump in here. I do not mind for the most part, but if you've been in my life for any amount of time, you guys already know I do not do the logical fallacies of argument from emotions. I just don't do them. And all I ever see on TikTok is people crying about emotional arguments. Even
This
if
is
I
an
was to
emotional argument.
concede, sure, it is. So, because we're
It's
not
not.
looking at it, yes, it is, because you're not looking at it in the historical context, right? And I understand that. Like, if you have legitimate questions, I don't mind. And
Okay. Is slavery
Is
ever
sla-
okay?
thank you, man. Appreciate you. Have a good day, okay? It is an emotional argument. That's why. The moment I don't care. Is slavery ever okay? That's the way you phrase the question. No, you can go do the crown on somebody else's page, guys. I don't do the emotional argument stuff. If you guys have a legitimate question, like if you're bothered and say, hey, look, I really want to know about the Bible and what it says about slavery. I'm not going to run from that question. I'll answer it. The Bible lays out laws that the Jews had to comply with about slavery. And what they always want to tell you about is when they talk about slavery, they think of the American slavery. What they don't look at it is in the historical context that we had. So the Hebrews didn't go capture people just to make them slaves. That's not what happened. It would be in a war, if you unalived the male members of this other war, then yeah, you could take those other individuals in. And then, like my man said, you had bond servants, right? You had bond servants that would
To work off their
you could
debts.
yeah, and you could give yourself into bond servitude. You could do it to make a way. You absolutely could. So there was laws that was outlined by that. You could go to someone that was rich and had a lot of things, and you could say, "Hey, look, I will work for you for the following years." And that individual said, "Okay, this is a contract. You work for me these years, then I get A, B, C, and D, and you have to produce A, B, C, and D." And they had Jewish laws that complied with it, like the year of Jubilee, every 50th year you had to let them free, right?
Yep, I think
You
it was-
had to
yeah,
provide
60.
you had to provide them with things, and it's not the same kind of slavery that you think that was in the Americas. It's in the Bible that if your slave escaped, you could not go that's it. They were free. You can go look it up. It's so there's different things to it. So it's not this is why when people come up and do this, you're looking for an emotional argument. You're not looking for
Yeah.
actual truth.
Yep.
You're looking for an emotional argument. Deuteronomy 23:15 through 16. Thou shalt not deliver unto his master the servant which is escaped from his master unto thee. So if a servant, a slave, if you will, escapes Azrael, comes to me, I'm under no obligation to return that slave to Azrael. No obligation. Instead, it said, he shall dwell with thee, even among you, in a place which he shall choose. Wow. What kind of slave gets to choose where he stays? Ooh, you Christians and your slavery and your Bible. You guys only pick and choose a couple of cherry-picked verses without looking at it in its entirety and its context. Again, I'll read it again. Deuteronomy 23:15 through 16. Thou shalt not deliver unto his master the servant which is escaped from his master unto thee. He shall dwell with thee, even among you, in the place which he shall choose. Y'all pick and choose these verses to try to make it look bad, but you're not seeking knowledge. You're just trying to get a gotcha. So go to somebody else's live and do all that crying.